In this video, we will understand part 1 of how to find factors of an algebra expression. Now, what are factors? Factors are the components of an algebra expression which are in the multiplication form. Here, the word multiplication is important. Let us see a few examples. 5xy equals 5 multiplied by x multiplied by y. Here 5, x and y are in the multiplication form. Hence, they are factors of 5xy. 3y multiplied by x plus y equals 3 multiplied by y multiplied by x plus 2. Here 3y and x plus 2 are in the multiplication form. Hence 3y x plus 2 are the factors. 10y multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by y plus 3 equals 10 multiplied by y multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by y plus 3. Here 10 y x plus 2 y plus 3 are in the multiplication form. Hence, they are the factors. Taking a common factor is the first step in finding factors of any algebra expression. Let us find factors of 2x plus 4. Here 2x is one term, 4 is another term. The factors of 2x are 2 multiplied by x. Factors of 4 are 2 multiplied by 2. Here we find 2 from the first term and 2 from the second term is the common factor. So that we will write first, and whatever remains that we will write in the bracket. So from the first term x is left, from the second term 2 is left, and in between the two terms there is a plus sign that we will write here. So here 2 is the common factor, and we have 2 factors in all. Please note here the second factor x plus 2 is also a group of terms. Let us see next example. 5xy plus 10x. Here 5xy is one term and 10x is another term. Let's find their factors. So factors of 5xy are 5 multiplied by x multiplied by y. Factors of 10x are 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by x. Here we find that 5 and x and 5 and x are two factors which are common to both the terms. So let us first write 5x, and whatever remains that we write in the bracket. So from the first term y is left, and from the second term 2 is left, and in between the two terms there is a plus sign that we will write between the two terms. So we have in all 3 factors. The first is 5, x and y plus 2, but here we will call 5x as the common factor. So we have y plus 2 is a factor which also is a group of terms. So let's see the third example. 12a squared b plus 15ab squared. The factors of 12a squared b are 3 multiplied by 4 a squared. Factors of a squared will be a multiplied by a multiplied by b plus factors of 15 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by a multiplied by factors of b square b multiplied by b. Here we observe that 3 is present in the factors of first term and factors of the second term as well. then A is present, here also A is present, then B is present, and here also B is present. So we will take 3AB as the common factor and write the factors as 3AB multiplied by 4A plus 5B. Here the common factors are 3A and B, and the fourth factor is 4A plus 5B, which is also a group of two terms. Next, 10x squared minus 18x cubed plus 14x to the power 4. Let's find factors of 10x squared. 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by x squared. Factors of 18x cubed. 2 multiplied by 9 multiplied by x squared multiplied by x. Factors of 14x to the power 4. 2 multiplied by 7 multiplied by x squared multiplied by x squared. Here let us note that there is always a minus or plus sign between the two terms, whereas there are multiplication signs between the two factors. See here. Here there are multiplication signs, therefore these are factors, whereas these are terms. Next, find the common factors between the three terms. We find that from the first term, second term and third term, we get 2x squared as the common factors. So that we will write first. So 2x squared, and what remains, that we will write in the bracket. So from the first term 5 is left, from the second term minus 9 is left, and x, that is minus 9x is left, and from the third term plus 7x squared, plus 7x squared is left. So there are these factors 2x squared multiplied by 5 minus 9x plus 7x squared. Here 2x squared is the common factor. Now the second factor, which is a group of terms, we will write it in the descending order of the powers. So we will write 2x squared multiplied by 7x squared, then minus 9x, and then finally plus 5. So here the last factor is a group of terms. Now this also can be further factorized, but about which we will learn afterwards. Next, 14pq plus 35pqr. Here there are two terms. Let's factorize each of them. The factors of 14pq are 7 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pq, plus factors of 35pqr are 7 multiplied by 5 multiplied by pq multiplied by r. In the next step, let's find the common factors. So we will see that 7pq is the common factor between the two terms. So we will write 7pq first, and whatever is left from each term, that we will write in the bracket. From the first term 2 is left, from the second term 5r is left, and in between these two terms there is a plus sign. So the second factor is 2 plus 5r. Here 7pq is the common factor. Factoring by regrouping of terms is the second step in factoring algebraic expressions. Factorize by regrouping the terms. 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. Here there is no single common factor between these four terms. So we will make two groups of two terms each. The first group is made with the first and the second term. The second group is made with the third and the fourth term. You can also make groups of first term with the third term and second term with the fourth term. But while choosing the group, we must check that there is at least one common factor between the terms in the group. In the first group, 2y is the common factor, and the second factor can be obtained as 2xy divided by 2y is x, 2y divided by 2y is 1. From the second group, 3 is the common factor. Second factor can be obtained as 3x divided by 3 is x, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Here we find that x plus 1 is the common factor between these two terms. So we will write the factors as x plus 1 and what remains is 2y plus 3, 2y plus 3. So the factors are x plus 1 and 2y plus 3. We can regroup the terms as first term with the third term and second term with the fourth term. See here, first term with the third term and second term with the fourth term. From the first group, we get x as the common factor. Second factor can be obtained by 2xy divided by x, 2y, 3x divided by x is 3. From the second group, there is no common factor as such, but we know that 1 is common factor of all the terms. So we will take 1 as the common factor. So 2y divided by 1 is 2y, 3 divided by 1 is 3. Here 2y plus 3 is the common factor between these two terms. So we get the factors as 2y plus 3 and x plus 1. These are the same factors as these factors, only the order is different. Factorize by regrouping the terms 6xy minus 4y plus 6 minus 9x. There is no single common factor between these four terms. So we will make two groups of two terms each. First group has first term and the second term, and second group has third term and the fourth term. In the next step, we will factorize 6 as 2 into 3, 4 as 2 into 2, 6 as 3 into 2, and 9 as 3 into 3. In the first group, we get 2y, that is 2y as the common factor, and in the second group, we get 3 as the common factor. So we will write 2y, the common factor, and what remains is 3x minus 2 in the second bracket. In the second group, we get 3, the common factor. What remains we write in the second bracket, that is 2 minus 3x. Here 3x minus 2 and 2 minus 3x are in the reverse order. So to correct the order, we will write this plus 3 as minus 3, so that we can write minus 3x as 3x and plus 2 as minus 2, because this minus sign with this minus sign will become plus, and with this minus sign with this plus sign will become minus here. Now we have 3x minus 2 as the common factor, which we will write in the next step. So we have 3x minus 2, and what remains is 2y minus 3 as the second factor. You can also make the group as first term with the last term and second term with the third term also. But you cannot make the group of first term with the third term, because after taking 6 as the common factor, you will get xy minus 1, which you won't get with the second group. Factorize with regrouping the terms 15pq plus 15 plus 9q plus 25p. We will regroup the terms as first term with the third term, see here, and fourth term with the second term. In the next step, we will factorize 15 as 3 into 5, 9 as 3 into 3, 25 as 5 into 5, and 15 as 5 into 3. After that, we will find out the common factors. See here, 3q. So 3q is the common factor of the first group. Then in the next group or the second group, 5, 5. 5 is the common factor. So in the next step, we will write 3q, and what remains is 5p plus 3. We write in the second bracket. In the second group, 5 is the common factor. What remains, we write in the bracket 5p plus 3. So here 5p plus 3 is the common factor, which we will write as 5p plus 3, and what remains is 3q plus 5 as the second factor. You can also regroup the terms as first term with the fourth term and second term with the third term, and you will get the same factors as this. But you cannot make the group of first term with the second term, because in that case 15 will be the common factor and you will get PQ term, which you will not get with these two terms. The third method of factorizing algebra expressions is by using perfect square identities. There are two perfect square identities. Number one, a plus b whole square equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Here, a plus b whole square is the product of two factors, two same factors, a plus b and a plus b. And the right hand side, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, is a perfect square algebra expression. Now, if we are given a perfect square algebra expression in the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, then we can directly write its factors as take the square root of a squared, which is a, take the square root of b squared, which is b, write the sign of the middle term, which is plus, and write the square of the whole bracket. So these are the factors of this algebra expression. Number 2, a minus b whole square equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Here, a minus b whole square is the product of the two same factors, a minus b and a minus b. Here, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared is called a perfect square expression which has two same factors. If we are given an algebra expression in the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, then we can directly write its factors. First, take the square root of a squared, which is a, take the square root of b squared, which is b, write the sign of the middle term, which is minus, and write the square of the whole bracket. So these are the two same factors of this algebra expression. Factorize x squared plus 8x plus 16. Here, x squared is a perfect square, 16 is a perfect square. So we will write the expression as, we will write x squared as x whole squared, 16 as 4 whole squared. We will write 8 as 2 times 4. Therefore, this expression becomes a perfect square expression like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. See here, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Now we have seen how to find factors directly of a perfect squared expression. So we will write square root of x squared as x, square root of 4 squared as 4, sign of the middle term which is plus here, and write the square of the whole bracket. So x plus 4 whole square are the factors of x square plus 8x plus 16. Next, factorize 4y squared minus 12y plus 9. Here 4y squared is a perfect squared and 9 is a perfect squared. We will write 4y squared as 2y whole squared, and we will write 9 as 3 squared. We will write minus 12 as minus 2 times 6. Now this becomes a perfect squared expression in the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. We have seen how to find factors of a perfect squared expression. We will write square root of 2y squared, which is 2y, square root of 3 squared, which is 3, sign of the middle term, which is minus, and we will write the square of the whole bracket. Therefore, 2y minus 3 whole square are the factors of 4y squared minus 12y plus 9. Factorize x squared minus 8a plus 16. Here we will write x squared as x whole squared and 16 as 4 whole squared, and we will write minus 8 as minus 2 times 4. Now this expression becomes a perfect square expression like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. We have studied how to write factors of this perfect squared expression. We will write square root of x squared, which is x, square root of 4 squared, which is 4, sign of the middle term, which is negative, and we will write the square of the whole bracket. Thus, x minus 4 whole squared are the factors of x squared minus 8a plus 16. Next, factorize 25m squared plus 30m plus 9. Here 25m squared is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square. We will write 25m squared as 5m whole squared and 9 as 3 whole squared, and we will write 30 as 2 times 15. Therefore, this expression becomes a perfect squared expression like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Now we know how to write its factors. We will write square root of 5m squared, which is 5m. Then we will write square root of 3 squared, which is 3. Then we write the sign of the middle term, which is plus, and write the square of the whole bracket. So these are the required factors. Factorize a to the power 4 minus 2 a squared b squared plus b to the power 4. Here we will write a to the power 4 as a squared to the power 2 and b to the power 4 as b squared to the power 2. Here the middle term is already in the form minus 2 times a squared b squared, minus 2 times, which is of the form a perfect squared expression a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. We know how to write its factors. We will write square root of a squared of square which will be a squared. Square root of b square of square, which is b squared. Write the sign of the middle term, which is minus, and write the square of the whole bracket. Therefore, a squared minus b squared whole square are the factors of this algebraic expression. Now, we can further find factors of a squared minus b squared, but about which we will learn afterwards. Now we will understand the fourth method of factoring algebraic expression, and that is by using the identity a squared minus b squared equals a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Here a squared minus b squared is the difference of two squared quantities. Their factors are a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Here square root of a squared is a, square root of b squared is b. Give plus sign to one factor and minus to the other. Now by using this identity, we will solve few examples. Factorize 49p squared minus 36. Here 49p squared and 36 are perfect squared quantities, and it is a difference of two squared quantities. So we will write 49p squared as 7p whole squared and 36 as 6 squared, and we got the form of a squared minus b squared. We know how to write its factors. We will write 7p plus 6 multiplied by 7p minus 6. Square root of 7p whole squared is 7p. Square root of 6 squared is 6. Give plus sign to one factor and minus to the other. So 7p plus 6 multiplied by 7p minus 6 are the factors of 49p squared minus 36. Next, m to the power 4 minus 256. Here we will write m to the power 4 as m square of m squared and 256 as 16 whole squared. Now this is the difference of two squared quantities according to a squared minus b squared. We will write their factors as m squared plus 16 multiplied by m squared minus 16. Square root of m squared is m squared. Square root of 16 squared is 16. So the factors are m squared plus 16, m squared minus 16. Give plus sign to one factor and minus to the other, according to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Next, m squared minus 16 can be further factorized because they are the difference of two squared quantities. We will use again the form a squared minus b squared. So its factors will be m plus 4 multiplied by m minus 4. Here square root of m squared is m. Square root of 4 squared is 4. Give plus sign to one factor and minus to the other. This is according to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Next, 4p squared minus 9q squared. Here 4p squared and 9q squared are perfect squared quantities. We will write 4p squared as 2p whole squared and 9q squared as 3q whole squared. This is difference of two squared quantities according to a squared minus b squared. We will write their factors as 2p plus 3q multiplied by 2p minus 3q. Here, square root of 2p squared is 2p and square root of 3q whole square is 3q. Give plus sign to one factor and minus sign to the other. Factorize 16x to the power 5 minus 144 x cube. Here we will write x to the power 5 as x cube multiplied by x squared and 144 as 16 multiplied by 9. Here we observe that 16x cube and 16x cube as the common factor between these two terms. So in the next step we will write 16x cube multiplied by whatever is left, that is x squared minus 9. Now x squared minus 9 is again difference between two squared quantities according to a squared minus b squared. So they can be factorized as x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 3. Square root of x squared is x, square root of 9 is 3. We give plus sign to one factor and minus to the other according to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Next example, factorize 9x squared y squared minus 16. This is the difference between two squared quantities. We will write 9x squared y squared as 3xy whole squared and 16 as 4 whole square. Now this is difference of two squared quantities according to a squared minus b squared. Their factors will be 3xy plus 4 multiplied by 3xy minus 4. The square root of 3xy whole square is 3xy and square root of 4 squared is 4. Give plus sign to one factor and minus sign to the other according to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So these are the factors of this expression. Next, factorize L plus m whole squared minus L minus m whole squared. This is also a difference of two squared quantities according to a squared minus b squared. We will write their factors as L plus m plus L minus m whole multiplied by again L plus m minus L minus m according to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. In the next step, we will open the bracket and write L plus m plus L minus m multiplied by L plus m minus L, minus into minus, it will be plus m. In the next step, we will write see m minus n becomes 0, L plus L is 2L. In the second bracket, L minus L is 0, m plus m is 2m, and 2L multiplied by 2m is 4LM. So these are the factors of this expression. Finding factors of algebraic expressions. In the part 2, we will understand more methods of finding factors of algebraic expressions. Hope you liked this video. If you liked, please click like and subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching and have a nice day ahead.